What up, you guys? I'm back with another video reaction, y'all. I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing. Let's keep subscribing, keep liking these videos. But before we even get into the video, what I need y'all to do is like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notification when I upload a new video. Y'all, today we have a crazy video. This video is insane. I ain't gonna say much. Let's get right into it. Before this video start, get your tea, your wine, your ganja, whatever it is you're about to do. Sit back, relax, and here goes nothing.
Or from behind side, I was facing the lake. I have a
No. Oh, you have some in your on your stomach?
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Someone came up and just shot my assistant manager.
Where is the shooter?
I don't have enough information. He's gone. He left in his car. He literally left a second ago.
Police in Carrollton, Texas rushed to the workplace of 24-year-old Alyssa Burkett after a co-worker called 911. He had heard gunshots outside the building. An unknown attacker had been waiting. The moment Alyssa arrived, he came at her with a gun and a knife. Within seconds, the only sounds in the air were her screams, begging for help. By the time officers got there, it was too late. Alyssa was already dead. Her body lay near the entrance, stabbed more than 40 times with no sign of mercy. What the officers didn't know yet was that this would become one of the most disturbing and complicated cases they had ever faced. In the days ahead, detectives would uncover a tangled mess, a list of possible suspects, bitter family conflicts, a custody battle over a child, dangerous levels of jealousy, and eventually, after years of twists, a court verdict that no one saw coming. All of it building into one of the most twisted homicides the town had ever seen.
Police department search warrant. If you're in there, come out with your hands up.
I can't believe that my fiance would do something like that to a woman or to anybody.
I'm telling you, there's a side of him that you do not know.
Bro, this is going to be interesting. Let's get it on and crack it.
Minutes later, several patrol units arrive at the scene. It's the parking lot of an apartment rental office on 1120 MacArthur Drive. Right by the entrance sits a gray Toyota Corolla. The driver's side window is shattered and bullet holes are clearly visible in the glass.
Any crime scene is going to be inside that tape?
It's inside that tape.
All right. Okay. I heard that pop. I turned around, I knew it was a gunshot.
She got shot in the car. Okay. She can see her handprints.
A few steps away, a knife sheath lies on the sidewalk, and just beyond that, the bloody, wounded body of Alyssa Burkett. She had been shot in the face and stabbed repeatedly with deep, violent cuts all over her body.
Bro, whoever did this, they knew who she was and they wanted her gone. I'm going to tell you just like this. Whoever did this, it could be another woman, it could be another man. But the way how it seems, it looked like somebody wanted to end her quickly, bro. They knew who she was. I could promise y'all they knew who she was.
Officers move quickly to secure the scene while paramedics fight desperately to save Alyssa's life. But the blood loss and the sheer number of wounds make it impossible. At exactly 9:12 a.m., Alyssa's death is confirmed. A medical team sets up a tent right there in the parking lot to begin their examination of the body.
Bro, and she was 24 years old. She was just starting life. Damn. And the cause of her ending was, y'all read it. That is messed up, bro. I want to know who did this and why they did it.
At the same time, a crime scene investigator makes a chilling discovery: a tracking device hidden under the victim's car.
She got shot in the car. Okay. She can see her handprints.
Don't touch anything, okay?
That device would later be sent to digital forensics for analysis. But before the results came back, detectives would turn to the victim's co-workers, eyewitnesses who had seen pieces of the attack, and begin to reconstruct exactly what happened that morning.
Did you see him holding the knife?
Yeah, in the hand. Were you here when everything happened?
Yes, I was thinking my...
According to reports, Alyssa arrived at the parking lot at 8:52 a.m. She hadn't even gotten out of her car when a man stepped out of a black Ford SUV parked a few meters away. He calmly walked up and fired a bullet through the driver's side window. The sound of the gunshot echoed through the lot. Inside the building, Alyssa's coworkers jumped up from their desks in fear and rushed into nearby rooms to take cover. One of them was sitting right by the window at the moment of the attack.
We're just getting our day started.
Okay. Another witness said the attacker was a black man. It seems that after firing the shot, the killer turned back toward his own car as if he was about to escape. But in that moment, Alyssa, miraculously still alive, managed to get out of her car with great difficulty. She staggered toward the building entrance, pounding on the window and calling for help. When the attacker saw she was still alive, he came back. This time, armed with a knife, he rushed at her and stabbed her 44 times in different parts of her body, killing her. Then he got into his car and fled the scene.
How in the hell you do all of this in broad daylight and nobody tried to help? They said they seen, right? But did y'all even try to help, homegirl? Like, can I ask that? Like, what's good with y'all? Like, I know for a fact that gun, when it went off, I knew it was loud. Because if you heard it, you should have ran outside, seen what happened, and y'all could have helped old girl. She might would have lived. I'm not going to lie. She probably would have lived, and he would have never did that. Damn, bro. Damn.
Unfortunately, there were no security cameras around the building, so we don't have any footage of the attacker. But now, let's step in as criminal profilers and examine the scene piece by piece to understand what happened. This murder wasn't random or accidental. The choice of location, timing, and method shows that the killer knew the victim beforehand. The motive wasn't financial or sexual. Everything points to extreme anger and a desire to control the victim. This suggests the killer had some kind of emotional, familial, or competitive relationship with Alyssa. The attacker was armed with two types of weapons: a firearm for the initial attack or to incapacitate, and a knife to finish the job. This shows the crime was premeditated. The GPS device found under the victim's car is one of the most important pieces of evidence, showing that Alyssa had been watched for a long time, not for theft, but for control. 44 stab wounds. That means the killer decided 43 times to strike again. What was going through his mind that he felt it wasn't enough and had to keep going, even though the victim had already been shot in the face?
She even said, I think he's the kind of person that's gonna try to kill me. And he did! And he did!
Alyssa Burkett was born on the last day of 1995 in a town near Dallas, Texas. After graduating high school, she went to college and studied history at a university in Southern California. When she was 22, she met a 33-year-old man from Northern California named Andrew Beard on Tinder. He was successful and wealthy, with a house that smelled of expensive wood and a private plane parked right outside.
Now, y'all tell me, I'm not saying maybe he could be the one, but does that look give y'all any kind of weird energy? Because this is giving me weird energy. This look from this man is giving me he's a psycho. Like, he has a mask and he has a whole different personality behind that mask that nobody knows about, bro. That's what it's giving me. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think.
Their relationship started casually. Some dates, some hangouts, nothing too serious, until one event changed Alyssa's life forever. Near the end of her relationship with Andrew, she found out she was pregnant. On July 23, 2019, Willow was born. By then, Alyssa and Andrew had already separated, but they decided to share custody of their daughter. Alyssa was the primary guardian, while Andrew spent a day or two a week with Willow. During this time, she started dating another young man named Ben. On the surface, things seemed relatively calm, but behind the scenes, there were custody disputes with Andrew and financial struggles that had thrown Alyssa's life into chaos. Later, when Andrew got engaged to a woman named Holly Elkins, the custody battles slowly cooled down. After about a year, Alyssa and Andrew finally reached an agreement over custody and child support.
I'm not gonna lie. That girl that he's dating, she's ugly. I'm just saying, she is not attractive, y'all. She's not.
Support for Willow. What's interesting is that against all expectations, Alyssa...
Bro, it looked like she got too much Botox in her face. Alyssa looked pretty. Let her rest. Yo, rest in peace to Alyssa, bro. But this girl right here, the Holly chick, looked like she got too much Botox. Just saying. Nothing wrong with Botox, y'all. It ain't nothing wrong. But it looked like she did too much. That her face is like silked in.
And Holly actually got along well. In one message, Holly told Alyssa, "Look forward to having a healthy relationship with you and Ben." Alyssa replied, "I hope your influence helps, because I'd love nothing more than for us all to have a healthy relationship." But just a few months later, something strange happened. On August 6th, Holly called the police claiming that Teresa, Alyssa's mother, had attacked her. 2 officers were dispatched to the scene to investigate. Holly told them she was walking near the lake with Willow in her arms when suddenly Teresa came up from behind, grabbed the child, and started hitting and scratching her.
She literally attacked me from behind side. I was facing the lake.
It's your hand.
I have a
No. Oh, you have some on your stomach?
Teresa, during her interview with police, completely denied the incident, and since there wasn't enough evidence, the case was closed. On the surface, everything seemed to return to normal, until a few weeks later, when Carrollton police received a phone call from a man named Frank. He was reporting something suspicious.
I saw what I thought looked like someone just selling some drugs out of their truck, and I could smell it and I could see it. And
Okay, what kind of vehicle is it?
it's a little Toyota Corolla. I have a license plate, if that helps.
Okay, great. What was your last name?
Morrow.
Several officers were immediately sent to Alyssa's workplace. In the trunk of her car, they found a large amount of cash, packages of drugs, and a gun with its serial number removed. Alyssa was shocked. She insisted that none of it was hers and that someone must have planted it to frame her. Given her background, no criminal record, no history of drug use, and no ties to crime, the police decided not to pursue the matter any further. Now, when we put all the pieces of this puzzle together, from the exhausting custody battle to the untraceable gun and the drugs that had been planted far too professionally for a single mother, and then add Alyssa's mother's words on the day of the murder that her daughter had warned her many times, "He's going to kill me one day," a clear pattern begins to emerge, and that pattern points directly to one man, Andrew Beard.
I knew that it was him when the drugs didn't work in the car for him to get the baby.
After that staged drug case, Alyssa was never the same. She kept saying that Andrew was following her. She told her friends over and over that when she walked down the street, she could feel someone watching her from behind.
Wait, so y'all telling me that this girl's family thought she was going crazy because he was stalking her even though he had another chick in his bed? You was still stalking your baby mama? Are you serious, bro? You need help. Like, you seriously need help. If you sitting here and you dating somebody else, why are you still stalking your baby mama? That relationship is done for, bro. You moved on. She moved on. She texted your new partner saying, "I hope we all have a healthy relationship." Like, she's not hating on your relationship. Like, okay, you got a new girlfriend. Okay, whatever. But why are you still, like, stalking your baby mama? That's what I'm trying to figure out, bro. Like, that's some psycho right there.
Once, she turned and saw Andrew in his car. Another time, she spotted him while standing in line at a gas station. And once more, when she was leaving a store. Alyssa was so frightened that she often asked her friends to walk her to her front door, telling them to check behind and make sure no one was following. She begged them to lock the door right away. Around that time, she even started a GoFundMe campaign. In her post, she wrote, "At this point, I'm truly scared for my life and my daughter's life. Please help me with the legal costs for Willow's custody." That one sentence shows Alyssa wasn't just worried about a legal battle. She felt the shadow of a man who wanted to take her life.
Hi everyone, my name's Alyssa. Past year I have been going through a custody battle, a very ugly one. I have a 1-year-old child. It's taken a toll on my mental and physical health. With that being said, I've become a lot stronger in the process. And I guess just my message is, no matter what you're going through, Stick it out, you can do it, and stay strong.
But even with all of this, there's still one question we don't have a clear answer for. If Andrew was the killer, then who was the black man that witnesses saw? Two possibilities are on the table. Either Andrew himself carried out the attack in disguise, using makeup or different clothing to hide his identity, or he hired someone else to do it. Maybe a friend, maybe a ruthless man desperate for money. Whatever the truth, finding this person would bring investigators one step closer to solving the mystery. With that, police obtained a warrant and headed to Andrew's home.
Carrollton Police Department, search warrant. If you're in there, come out with your hands up.
At the same time, a statewide alert went out for two vehicles, a white Ford F-150 registered to Andrew and a black SUV, the same one multiple witnesses reported seeing at the crime scene. A few hours later, Andrew's white truck was found. Police had pulled him over for a routine traffic violation. Officers ordered him out of the vehicle, and without any resistance, he was arrested.
He looked crazy, and look, it looked like he wearing makeup. I'm not gonna lie. His skin in the pictures, his skin color doesn't look like that. I'm not gonna lie. And no, y'all, I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just saying his skin color did not look this dark at all.
Arrested on the spot. In the passenger seat was his fiancée, Holly Elkins, and in the back seat sat Willow, Alyssa's daughter, who by then had been placed in Andrew's full custody.
The daughter's in a car seat in the back seat. They've been pretty cooperative.
My part was to just find you. That's all they asked me to do.
Since the initial evidence against Andrew wasn't strong enough to hold him in jail, he was released just a few hours later. But what Andrew didn't know was that police had already decided to dig deeper into his life. The first step, a search warrant for his truck and his home. The first thing officers found in Andrew's house was an envelope covered in messy handwriting. Inside were notes with Alyssa's workplace address, the make and color of her car, and even her daily schedule. Among those notes was the name Frank Marrow, the same man who had called police a month earlier to report the drugs and gun in Alyssa's car.
Okay, great. What was your last name?
No, they are about to find the person who did this. Bro, if the new girlfriend did this to her, that's foul. Or if the ex-husband did it, is also foul, because why are you watching your baby mama? Why are you writing down what color car she drives, what time she shows up to work, what time she get out? You're a stalker, bro. Like, who does that? Like, move on with your new chick. Like, she not worried about you. She's over here worried about getting her life together, not you. Simple.
Morrow.
On the table, investigators also discovered a special charger and a portable battery. The model and serial number matched exactly with the GPS tracker that had been hidden under Alyssa's car.
So we found this GPS tracker box.
At the same time, the full report on Andrew's car came in. Inside a backpack on the back seat, police found a pair of men's hiking boots, soaked in bleach and cut into pieces. It was clear someone had been trying to erase his tracks. Next to the boots were 2 bottles of professional makeup in dark brown shades, something that could make light skin look much darker. That's when the first theory was confirmed. The killer had tried to disguise himself using makeup and clothing to appear like a black man. Investigators also uncovered paperwork for a black Ford Expedition SUV registered in Andrew's name. GPS data showed that just half an hour after the murder, around 9:30 a.m., the vehicle was parked near an apartment building only a few blocks from Andrew's own home.
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
Inside the SUV, officers found bloodstains on the seat and floor. DNA testing later confirmed it belonged to Alyssa. And finally, the last piece of the puzzle. Right by the car door, police discovered a fake beard, the exact same kind Alyssa's co-worker had described the attacker wearing during the assault. With all this evidence, there was no doubt left. Andrew Beard was arrested once again, this time charged with first-degree murder, and taken to the Dallas Police Department jail.
Beard's bond is set at...
Bro, this nigga literally killed his ex-wife just to get full custody of their kid? Bro, this is some psycho... Bro, this is psycho.
$1 million. He is currently in the Dallas County Jail charged with murder, and police say it's very clear this killing was not random, it was planned, and it was personal.
A few days later, Holly voluntarily went to the police to talk about the events that had happened. This is where the story enters a whole new phase. There was even a possibility that she herself could have been the next victim.
So I just told all my friends and family that I'm engaged to the most wonderful man on the planet. Yeah. And now people want me to believe that he's not that.
And there are so many emotional roadblocks for you to try to believe that. I get that.
I can't believe that my fiance would do something like that to a woman, or to anybody, but a woman.
And she was lucky to still be alive. But none of that seemed to matter. Holly kept insisting that Andrew had been at the house during the incident. She said the accusations were unbelievable and that the evidence couldn't convince her otherwise.
Telling you there's a side of him that you do not know. There are a few hours that you know he was not in that house.
You cannot tell me that I feel that way, sir.
I can tell you that because I know that for a fact that he was out of the house, Holly.
I don't know that for a fact. I am a total stage 5 clinger girlfriend. I'm always up his ass. I find...
She just said, I am a known 5-star stager girlfriend, whatever the hell. Girl, if you don't get your out of here, your weird ass. I am always up his... Nah, girl. Stop covering for your man that's a serial... Bro. She need to go to jail too, saying like that.
I find it hard to believe.
The interview ended without any concrete results, and Holly left the police station. 2 weeks into Andrew's detention, something unexpected happened.
A Rowlett man accused of shooting, then stabbing to death the mother of his child is free on bond this afternoon. And the victim's family believes he is a threat to public safety.
On October 21st, 2020, Andrew Beard's $1 million bond was paid. And despite all the evidence against him, he was released from jail. Alyssa's family was shocked when they heard the news, not just because Andrew was free, but because they felt they were now in danger. They worried he might try to hurt them, or worse, take the opportunity to escape and never show up in court. At this stage, the case moved to the federal level and the FBI got involved. 8 days later, Andrew was arrested again, this time for a different reason, possessing an illegal silencer. ATF agents searched his home and found a silencer with no serial number or permit in his closet.
Bro, what the hell? Nah, this man is a real life psycho. This is like a movie, bro. Like, I thought this in a movie. Like, you know what I mean? People make up stories and stuff. Nah, this is some real life stuff. Like, huh? Bro, how? How, like, nobody knew about this side from this man? Bro, this is psycho.
Federal law, possessing such a device is a serious crime. Andrew went back to jail and this time stayed for a full 18 months.
A Rowlett man accused of murdering the mother of his child has been arrested on a new charge.
Many people could not believe that Andrew Beard was out of jail after posting a $1 million bond. Now the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Texas has found a way to charge him federally, and he is right back behind bars.
By law, the case should have moved to trial next, with the jury deciding the final verdict. But criminal cases don't always follow the rules, especially when a key player goes missing.
She'd already ordered her Uber and never came back.
After Andrew's arrest, Holly disappeared. Without saying a word or even saying goodbye to her fiancé, she returned to Michigan and cut off all contact. She rented a new apartment, bought a luxury car, and started a new relationship with another man. But the turning point came exactly when everyone thought the story was over. On June 15th, 2022, Andrew decided to speak, but not out of remorse or a guilty conscience. He had no choice. He wanted to cooperate and give information, hoping to get a reduction in his sentence.
If you were to ask me whose idea was what, drugs and the planning of drugs was Elkin's. It was made very clear to me that your previous methods aren't working. This is what you're going to do now in order to prove that that you're worthy.
Andrew claimed that Holly was not who she appeared to be. From the very beginning, he said she didn't.
I'm kind of figuring that out too. I don't know. They both not who they are, because I feel like the reason why I say is because one, why would you do that to your baby mama in the first place? And second off, Holly, whatever her name is, shorty must be rich, because obviously she left him, went to a whole nother state, bought a new house and a luxury car, and started a new relationship. Bro, you're wildin'. Shorty's a psycho and he's a psycho, period. I don't want to hear, oh, but Holly is something wrong with her. No, she's a psycho too.
Like Alyssa, and wanted to be the only player on the stage of Alyssa and Willow's life. And to reach that position, she had to eliminate her rival. According to Andrew, all the schemes came from Holly's mind. Planting the drugs and gun, staging the attack by Alyssa's mother, and even hiring a private investigator to secretly gather information on Alyssa. But when all of that failed, she entered a new game. A game where she wasn't just controlling anymore, she became a direct threat.
Like, I was emotionally drained, and at that point, I just basically said, okay, and became submissive to whatever she wanted me to do. That's the task I did. It was, you're going to dress up as a different person, essentially. You're going to wear this dark makeup. That was her plan. That was how it's going to be done. It does look planned out, because it was. The process was planned out.
It seemed that the murder plan was a test of Andrew's manhood, and he may have truly believed he had to succeed. Holly had planned everything for 2 weeks before the murder. How Andrew should disguise himself to make his face look darker, what time to be at the scene, what to wear, and where to escape afterward. She had even prepared a few messages to boost Andrew's confidence while carrying out the plan. Usually we look for the killer, but sometimes we have to look for the person who created the killer. In this case, Holly didn't pull the trigger and the knife was never in her hands. But if she hadn't existed, this crime probably never would have happened. In mid-July 2023, Holly Elkins was arrested at Miami Airport just after returning from her vacation in the Dominican Republic on charges of conspiracy to commit murder. At the trial on April 10th, 2024, the prosecutor opened with a striking line. Andrew Beard is a monster, but he's Holly Elkins' monster. Messages exchanged between the couple proved their relationship had always been toxic and controlling. Just 2 months after meeting, Holly had already sent Andrew a message. Your baby mama owns you. You continue to put BM first. I don't want or need any bullshit from anyone. Police reports show that from that moment, Holly began investigating trackers, surveillance tools, and ways to control positions. By September 2020, everything was part of her detailed plan. On September 13th, Holly and Andrew bought that black Ford together. The next day, Holly purchased the dark brown makeup for disguise. On September 19th, the pair went to a store and bought the same model of bullets and knife that would later be found at the crime scene. Why did she do all this? The prosecutor argued that it all stemmed from Holly's obsession with gaining control over Willow. But if you look deeper, the child was more than just a custody battle. Willow was a symbol. To Holly, Willow wasn't just a child. She was a flag at the peak of a mountain she didn't want anyone else to climb.
Happy Mother's Day. What is that?
That was, I think, one of my favorite things that we did. It was always me and her, my best friend. Like, that was my person.
I want Mama.
See, bro, this is outrageous. He got sentenced to 43 years in prison, and she got sentenced to 2 life sentences. So that means she's never coming out, bro. And at the fact that her ugly ass right here is just trying to control him. She talking about baby mama owns you. Nah, bro. You was trying to own him, and he followed your command. And I think, bro, I'm telling you, there is not enough love in this world for you to sit here and listen to a woman that's over here trying to make you end your baby mama. So, nah, bro, you wildin'. You are sick in the head, bro. That's why her hairline is fucked, bro. Anyway, this whole entire video is just screwed up and is messed up. And that's what you call psycho. Psycho 1 and Psycho 2. Because if you're not a psycho, why would you sit here and even do it? Just to prove new girl wrong? Nah, you're wildin'. No. Y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, Fear Fam. I hope y'all really enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below on what are your thoughts about this video. I just want to say I love y'all. Thank you guys for watching this video. Other than that, peace and stay spooky.